are all those heads?
These are the faces of evil. You must conquer each.
This episode opens with, you guessed it, a fish in a Dutch angle. God, the dude looks so old when his hair is like that. Must be the headphones.
When you pick up your next order, I need to know whether he still does his business from there.
And I said there wouldn't be trouble.
Just information.
Spike meets up with his informant to be up to date on wishes, because that subplot has been so intriguing enough that I want to see more of it. Not.
I'll pick up a fresh supply in a few hours.
How will I find you?
You don't. Stay in the city, and I'll find you.
Oh, and just before I forget, the doll gathering quest for Jet's daughter is still a plot point, so there needs to be precious time spent on that while this bounty and Spike's rivalry is still in the focus. I love this show. Wait a minute, it's 10,000 Wulongs, but Jet in the first episode said something along the line that Spike has no idea how expensive these dolls are.
Kimmy has a birthday coming up and you wouldn't believe how much a kid's doll cost.
And we see Tanaka's bounty being worth 100k, which is barely enough for fuel.
100,000.
Yeah, barely covers fuel, never mind food.
If he's so desperate to get that doll, why not sell something from the ship? 10,000 doesn't look that expensive anymore. Oh well.
70 toy stores and this goddamn doll is sold out in every one of them. Now I'm doomed to show up at Kimmy's birthday without the one thing she
Jet
wanted.
explains it to the audience how important this is, and you know when in an anime characters explain every single thing that we see on the screen? This is way worse because at least there we get some entertainment in return. We got invested in the hero's struggle to overcome a problem. Here, I have zero investment. For all his faults, Jet is at least still a human being, but for the majority we are following Spike with anything but likable. I cannot go on after these scenes. Spike had his past catching up to him, which forced him to get involved without anyone interfering, but never was he driven by an ulterior motive that takes up the whole show. Jet is preparing to leave the planet, but Spike is still expecting his informant to show up, so he's pulling off yet another awkward attempt at buying himself time.
I could put my fist up your ass.
True, and it would feel really good, but would it solve anything?
This is sick?
Can we have one episode without a sex joke? And get this, Spike instantly finds a bounty that's worth 15 million.
Look here, first hit, 15 million. Wow, that is a lot of money, Spike. I know, Jet, it is.
So Jet's about to leave the planet because all of the stores are sold out and his only option is through a black market dealer, but hasn't checked for a bounty on the planet.
Barely 45 G's in it, kitty. It means we'll be choosing between food and fuel.
He has 45k, and that makes them choose between fuel and food. But in the first episode, he said 100k barely covers fuel, let alone food, so what if the next planet is also sold out? You will get stuck! And now he's not finding it odd that Spike insists on staying on the planet, when he's the one to suggest hunting for the bounty that covers the doll and lets Jet meet his daughter. The guy who obviously doesn't give a damn about anything. Why am I even bothering with this shit? Hakim becomes the next bounty, but since they are in need of security footage, they will need the assistance of a person called Woodcock. She's the new character to replace Bob. This is redundant for several reasons. You see, the fact that Jet still had contact at the ISSP not only made sense since there is literally a place where they are needed to deliver the bounties, but helped us avoid needless chatter like this.
Well, Jet Black.
How are you, Woodcock?
Better. Now there's a tall glass of creamy chocolate milk standing in my eye line.
This is actual dialogue. And there were a bunch of people in the room that went, this is dialogue. There are pornos that have better dialogue.
Sometimes I rip the skin.
You know, Jet and I go way back. Used to call him the Black Dog. You want to know why?
Oh, yes, please tell.
Look, we're a little strapped for time.
She made fun of his nickname, the one that was associated with Jet's proud history of catching criminals.
He's old-fashioned, very old-fashioned. The kind of guy who doesn't really belong in this day and age. He'll go straight back there. I'm certain of it.
The black dog who bites once and then never lets go.
Now it's nothing more than a sexual innuendo.
I already handed the security cam footage over to the ISSP.
But I'm guessing you didn't hand them the raw footage.
Fucking raw! Don't you just know me so well?
Stop it.
I was thinking less along the lines of cash, more along the lines of dinner. Me, you, 2 bottles if we're feeling dangerous.
Damn it, just shut up!
Sounds to me like blackmail.
You're damn right it is, because Jet, you are black and you are male.
And it still continues! I hate this show!
Spike, keep your eye on the ball.
Hey, I'm not Woodcock, pal. Okay.
We have to pretend to be friends. We don't like each other.
Wish we had the audio.
He said, I'm gonna make your little girl pay for what you rich assholes did to me and my family.
You read lips? 3 years of us working together, and I'm just learning this now.
Spike can read lips now? Cool. But more importantly, there's this weird dialogue.
He's staring at the camera like he wants to be seen.
Jesus. You're right.
Wow. Say it again.
What? That you're right?
Yes. Whoa. What's that?
Like, he's so desperate to get validated that he forgets why Jet said it in the first place.
I just needed to hear it one more time, you know, to ceremonialize it. What am I right about
He
again?
wants to be seen.
Oh.
Which means the cops are looking for the wrong guy.
I wonder if there's a connection here. They introduced a new mechanic to Hakim that he's now a shapeshifter. I mean face changer.
See that scar on his wrist? It's a scar from a face changer. Obsolete tech these days. Now they're used for hookers and peeler bars. I was buddies with the guy who figured that out back in the days. What was his name? Doc Holliday.
Jet had a friend who figured out a tech that can disable this gadget, which is overcomplicating a very basic plot to get iron on the Bebop, but whatever. They managed to screw it up with more comedic gold like this one.
Why'd you call him Doc Holliday?
I didn't. Some guys on the force did.
Well, why did they?
Oh, if I know.
Was he a doctor?
What? No.
There's gotta be a reason.
I don't know. Maybe you like vacation, Spike.
I'm dying.
They're after a brawl to look for Hakim. What? And I'm not even surprised anymore. When everything fails, just go for the most primal instinct and your desires will be met.
Your face. You're that killer.
Shit. You heard of vitiligo? Well, I got re-vitiligo. It's the opposite of what Michael Jackson got.
Goddamn Betty.
Why did he say Betty? Is he an idiot? Is he trying to expose himself even further?
Kimmy's birthday won't be a total disaster after all. Chalmers will be there, smiley fucking face. I ever tell you that about him? You first meet the guy and you think it's at a stroke or something. You realize it's just one happy asshole.
More empty dialogue. I love it! Where will this ever pay off that Jet really despises Chalmers? Don't really get anything out of this. And to top it off, more exposition.
Homicide's a brotherhood. At least it's supposed to be.
You call that a brotherhood? Your brother set you up. He robbed you of 5 years of your life. Years you could have spent with your wife and your kid in your house.
Thanks for the reminder.
Wow! There's absolutely nothing left for the viewer to speculate. What an absolutely despicable display for the lack of writing talent. I mean, maybe you could show something to us without explaining everything. The anime did like a much better job at these backstories and why did they matter. And they only had 20 minutes per episode. Isn't that amazing? Oh well.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You ever think about putting a bullet in a guy like that?
And for what reason he still have that paper note with him? Is this really the best way to remind us that he has wishes on his mind and that's the sole reason why he's after the bounty, so he can buy himself time until the informant reaches out to him? Holy hell, what is this show? The black market dealer for the doll arrives, and so did Hakim to the bar. Notice how we don't even get the chance to test ourselves that we remember this important information, because the barmaid straight up tells us.
Hey, where's Betty? Shit, face changer's broken.
In the office, Hakim. She'll be down in a minute.
Even though we see that there is a desperate guy asking for Barry's location, like Jet established in the beginning of this scene. And he has a scar on his hand too, which Spike was perceptive enough to see, but oh whatever. She calls him by his name directly, not like anyone wants 50 million wulongs anyway in this godforsaken place.
We can do this the easy way or the fun way. Fun way it is.
Well, that worked. Somehow. Wait, he doesn't even pick up his gun? He's just gonna leave it there while chasing after this psycho? And these are the people who have money issues. I think like I can sort them out. Like I'm not like a financial advisor, but maybe like picking up your own weapons can save you some money for food. Maybe. Hakim reaches a dead end of the rooftop and Jet finally buys the doll.
It's right in front of me.
Shit, I'm coming.
What? He was standing next to that car for over a minute? While Spike is fighting Hakim, we keep cutting back to Jet making his way to the rooftop while carrying the doll. The writing is on the wall with this one. Oh no, the doll is getting ruined. Who could have seen that one coming? I do see what they are trying to achieve here by rolling with parallel plots as the original did. But you know what they are missing? An intriguing one. Case in point, the original episode, the Bebop crew is set on capturing Hakim, but that's our A plot. Iron being a genetically engineered superdog being a B plot of the story that influenced the outcome of the A plot. Notice how there's nothing else here, no sidetracking to wishes, no endless whining about your ex-colleague cucking you out of your marriage. They keep it very compact. We get enough time to breathe in, get used to this world. God damn it, I'm on a tangent again!
Don't you move, you piece of shit!
Hakeem escapes for now. Oh, Jet is breaking the rules again. Or maybe the writers forgot this show has rules. And the doll is totally wrecked. Too bad I just couldn't care less. Oh hey, look at the fish symbol. What is it? Oh yeah, it's a sushi guy's supplier from the beginning of the episode. This can only mean one thing. A vicious scene. And what is this? The Syndicate has a red-eye manufacturing plant where they have a bunch of naked people producing drugs with their eyes sawn in.
We'll find new Fujis when we bring the business back online.
Vicious orders his man to kill them off. I have several questions, but I will go with one. What on earth did we need to see this for?
And don't forget Julia's chocolate.
And now we get a title card? Wait, that's the episode title, you morons? We're already past 22 minutes. Jesus Christ. And now we're back at Anna's Jazz Club. And Julia's singing. Oh, it's just an awkward transition. Anyway, I have no investment in any of this crap. Why are we even following Julia?
Stefanski was the best. He played trombone.
Which gave him the most skilled lips, both on and off the stage.
I made no secret of it.
She just shows up after the domestic violence Vicious unleashed on her.
This will only get worse.
We'll get through it. We always do.
Until one day, you don't.
So what? Run away? You know that's not a choice.
There's always a choice.
Anna tells her she should take more power just like her, but because she's a dimwit, she takes it literally.
I haven't survived on this sweet spinning sphere by chance. I did it by taking power. You have the power. You control your destiny.
And now we're back in the fish factory, so we can see that the informant from the beginning of the episode taking notice of Vicious. Why not place this scene right after Vicious kills off his sweatshop workers? I mean, like, this scene is literally taking only a few seconds. Who the hell edited this show? And get this, Jet finds another dealer who has the doll, and who I assume runs a legit business because Jet asks about their opening hours, and she's selling it for $10,000. This is minutes after he bought one for $35K from a black market dealer.
Hold it from me. We got a doll. Only 10,000 woo. Got 9,000. How much you got?
I got 7. Not 7 grand, 7 woos.
Oh no, Jet only has 9,000 woolongs. So what are they gonna do? Go back to the brothel to find Hakeem's contact. They sure put the love dough in the set. It would be a shame to part with it so early. We got to a scrapyard surrounded by a bunch of dogs in cages, and one is being kept in a car. Who could that be? So why is Hakeem so angry at these dogs? I get that they are stolen from rich people he has been beating up. But why is he so determined to reenact the scene from Postal?
You never answered my question about Chalmers.
Or that put a bullet in him? No, that'd be too quick and painless for that asshole. If I could get away with it, I'd pull Chalmers into a dark alley and put my metal fist right through his smiley fucking face.
It's nice to hear that Jet is also quite the psycho himself. But wait up, here comes the informant. Spike now knows that Vicious is here. So what exactly is he gonna do with the information?
I need a package.
There's silos across. It'll be on top of number 13. You really want to sacrifice your life for an eel?
It's between me and the eel.
He orders a package up on a silo, that is all.
I'm already late for my midnight bukkake, and I still have
2 horny fat boys waiting to be tied like baby calves at rodeo.
They go and interrogate this horrible German woman. I'm not going to show much from this scene because it's really repulsive. The point is they find the dude's location where they bump into Ein.
Can't remember the last time I saw a real dog.
I think he wants us to follow him.
Hakeem has a collection of dogs which we learn are stolen pets from the rich people he used to work for. Wait, why does he still have the hologram disguise on?
What the hell are you doing? Put it down, Hakeem.
Don't you know how hard those things are to sell? Sell them? I was gonna kill him. Why the hell would you do that? I couldn't do it.
He couldn't get himself to take out his revenge by killing those pets, so he's about to kill himself?
They left us behind! They put their dogs in escape pods instead of us. And my parents, they didn't make it. For years, I've dreamed of taking away the things that they love. And I couldn't even do that right!
This is absolutely dog shit. The original Hakeem, while not being the most memorable character, could easily pull his own weight. Take his introduction alone. He takes down 3 guys by himself. He's competent. Here, he's just a joke to the point he rather kills himself. Not to mention all that awesome chase sequences we missed out on. Wow, Spike is running after Hakeem in a 2-story building. Nah, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
I mean, they're so adorable. They don't deserve to die, but I do. My life's not worth living.
Look, it's worth plenty. 15 million wulongs to be exact. Pretty good.
Another part that I just can't put my finger on is what exactly is Hakim trying to do here? More precisely, what is the writer trying to do here? They are trying to appeal to emotion because we need a reason of why Hakim is doing this in the first place. But this is all too little too late. Are they trying to build a story that corporations and like the big elite conspiring against the little guy?
Isn't that cheating the public?
Because it doesn't come true. This is all terrible. You don't have to do like a one-on-one adaptation. You can stray away from it a bit, but not this much.
Okay, that's a good deal. You guys get some kale, and I go away for the piece of shit that I am.
We've got to do something about your self-esteem, Hakim.
Yeah, I know.
Spike and Jet talks him out of it, only for the police to shoot Hakim in the head right after he dropped his gun.
Son of a bitch! We had it under control.
Oh, it didn't look like that to me.
I'm gonna take a note here because Chalmers' actions here doesn't really line up with anything that comes afterwards.
We had a gun on you.
Bullshit.
This guy wasn't a threat to anybody, you know that. Well, you guys didn't want to pay out the bounty, did you?
Yeah, there's that too. Better luck next time, Cow Spittle.
There's also the mystery if Hakim is actually just this white dude doing blackface or the other way around. But I couldn't get in contact with Justin, so I'm afraid we cannot find the answer to this question. So... yeah, they did all this nonsense for absolutely nothing. Or did they? Anyway, Jet arrives at his daughter's birthday party to deliver a gun? We interrupt our regular programming to witness Spike bullying Vicious with a sniper rifle. Can this be it? Can he finally do something right? Oh fuck, we're back to the dog. Whoever edited this together was on drugs. These two scenes have nothing in common other than opening a box.
I love him so much.
Jet.
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Mushy mushy.
Hello, Vicious.
Pause. Did he really go mushy mushy?
Yes.
Oh my god, this guy's such a faggot.
Yes.
You know what the taxes are to keep a dog.
I know, I'll chip in.
Jet.
I'm just trying to be a part of her life. She deserves
She deserves to not fall in love with something she can't keep.
They desperately want to wrap up both plots so we can move on to the next episode of our painful existence in the world with Cowboy Bebop live action by Netflix, but it's just not happening.
And I'm giving you a chance to keep it that way.
You're giving me a chance? How generous of you.
Okay, Spike is the biggest dumbass of this show. He happily kills people who are sent after him, but when it comes to the man behind them, he has a change of heart.
I had a change of heart. You're vicious. That's who you are. It's like being mad at water for being wet.
What is that supposed to mean? Because he feels pity for him? Why? The guy turned on you after you saved his ass numerous times.
End this now.
Or what?
Or I end you. Still hiding behind bulletproof glass?
Spike has a chance to end it for once and for all, but he plays it off as a prank. Then he takes the bullet as a memento. What is this insanity? So, what do we got? On the surface, we ultimately reach the same conclusion as the anime. Failed bounty, and Ayn is now on the Bebop. But it has yet again missed its mark on the characterization of Spike. And we do come back to full circle with this because, as with every other video, we gotta have this section where we reflect on the original anime. A 25-year-old cartoon that still excels much better at presenting these mature themes in a show. So let's have a closer look at what exactly happened here. Originally, Ayn ends up with the crew because Spike decides to save the dog instead of pursuing his bounty. This seems like a small moment, but it shows our hero in a different light. One where he puts aside his quest in order to save a life, even if it's only a dog. This is great at challenging Spike to make a critical decision on the go. What we get instead from the big brains of Netflix is a wet fart by comparison. Ayn just walks outside to lead the duo inside Hakim's hideout and ends up with them because Jet's ex-wife doesn't want to pay taxes after the dog. I can totally understand. Why would you pay taxes for a fucking dog? Like, I don't want to dogpile more on this than I have to, but what kind of characterization did we take away from this? Jet is still a deadbeat who continuously gets cucked by Chalmers.
Well, I'll be damned, Jet. Didn't think you were gonna make it.
Ah, Superintendent Chalmers.
And Spike? He weasels himself through the entire episode just so he can put a scare on Vicious. A selfish act without any benefits, because now he will surely be pursued by Vicious. In fact, I think he's gonna double down on that. Look who decided to show up. Satan itself. I'm honestly shocked she's wearing a dress, has lipstick on. Is this an attempt at that femme fatale look?
Hello, my name is Kathy. Kathy?
Faye is either trying to use a new identity or remember her real one. I guess amnesia is still a plot point in the show.
Hello, my name is Faye Valentine, which, if you're asking, isn't my real name. It's the fake one you gave me.
She's pursuing the people who scammed her.
Do I know you?
No, but, I know you, Mark.
Oh no, she's after me.
Friendless, pasty, opera-loving virgin?
I'm not a...
Or not. That was close call.
I'm sorry, what exactly is this about?
You prematurely waking up cryo-frozen amnesiacs and then stealing their settlement money.
Look, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Faye is trying to get in contact with the woman who defrosted her, so she can have her identity kit back?
Knew I'd wake up all scared and confused. Who am I? What happened?
Who am I? What am I?
Why do you sleep at night?
Look, I think you need to talk to one of our attorneys. I'm sure that they can help.
Yeah?
Who?
Meet my lawyer.
Alright, pretty simple plot. She's rather violent about it and she makes no use of her appeal, if there was any.
Okay, what do you want from me?
I want the bitch who took my identikit.
What, they never gave you your kit?
No, asshole.
At least we can get this out of the way. Unless... Welcome to the Eco-Terrorist episode. Now with a pinch of Faye's backstory. For the record, Faye returns to the show in the same manner. She gets involved with the Eco-Terrorists directly, but ends up teaming up with Spike to help out. The difference here is that she didn't actively chase after anyone or anything to regain her past. The focus was entirely on stopping the biological weapon. Look, they even foreshadow the fact Faye isn't from this time period. And you know, it struck me just now, but did Faye just reveal her entire shtick this early? We have these nice moments in the anime that show character through action.
Huh? What's that?
Didn't you pay attention in your high school physics class? Matter that gets enclosed in hyperspace can be viewed normally by the naked eye. But of course, it can never interact with the matter on this plane of reality.
It's natural for Faye to be surprised by this afterimage of the missiles, because she has no idea how these things work. But for characters who grew up in an environment like this, it wouldn't make any sense to explain something so trivial as this. Faye is essentially a fish out of water character in this universe. She isn't familiar with these mechanics, and so through the audience, we get to understand these things. Wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, back to Hal.
Your company is preparing to destroy thousands of acres of forest on Callisto.
The eco-terrorists want the terraforming to stop because environmentalism. With a twist, because this time, instead of a virus that turns people into primates, this one turns humans into trees. So horrifying too. For the love of God, why does it have to get this violent? This innocent lady slowly turns into a tree in an extremely gruesome manner, while the camera pans around her. Blood flows everywhere while she's screaming, and this happy music is playing in the background.
No, run! We needed her!
Why is the tone of this show? Because it went from space, neo-noir, action, and now horror. What were they thinking? So Faye loses her contact, gets shot, and it turns out she lost her only way off this rock. How ladylike. Spike still holds the bullet from the last episode, and it will never come up again. Why is he holding a sniper bullet in a bar?
I can't eat this shit.
Jeez, you're picky for someone who hates eating peppers all the time.
Now we can compare if the world building is consistent for the food. Of course, it isn't. 20k for a main dish. Either they have the worst case of hyperinflation or they just don't give a single fuck. You had spent 3 episodes establishing how much money is worth in this universe. And you tell me they sit down in this rundown bar to eat with coupons, where the meat is probably not real, and the prices have a range of this.
Oh no, this is where that really bad joke comes.
And now we have arrived to the infamous bidet scene. Essentially, this was my first contact with this abomination of a show. It left an impression in the worst way imaginable. My favorite meme out of this show are the ones that frame it as a sitcom.
Stop, I'm begging you.
Next big score, I'm getting one for the ship. Maybe 2. 1 for each foot.
Foot. Jed, a bidet is a toilet that cleans out your asshole.
Oh, sorry, was I meant to laugh at that?
It really does feel like the creators had that in mind. All this quirky dialogue just calls for that.
You guys are so lucky.
Oh.
3 eco-dicks stormed in and released this gas that starts turning people into trees. No shit, trees. It was nutbags.
Of course, neither of them believes Faye's story until the TV confirms it.
According to eyewitness reports, the toxic gas turned people into trees. Are you serious with this? Oh shit, that's nutbags.
She used the same words as Faye just now. Incredible. And look, the show is siding with her.
I was thinking a 60-40 split. Going my way, of course.
Fantastic.
I specifically told the three of you not to do, no matter what. Kill the CEO. Kill the CEO.
Behold, another construction yard. You know, if you're a notorious terrorist and not working for the government, why in the world would you hide in a place like this? Or would it be too much to make a spaceship set?
Don't answer that. A rhetorical question.
I had to phone in our demands to the KO Construction Headquarters main line.
Sorry, Mom.
All because you bungled the situation.
They established that the mother's children are all idiots. At least something is consistent with the original source material.
What should I do with the hostage?
Just ask yourself, what would Mother do?
Oh, I wonder what will happen to Mark. Poor guy, cursed with such a handsome name. The Bebop crew checks over their info on the bounty. A hefty 25 million wulongs. Jet takes notice of Faye's injury and offers help, but she declines. As a response, Spike comes up with the worst joke in the episode. She reminds them of...
the cosmonaut.
Thank you.
The cosmonaut? And this is probably gonna be like a build-up for like the best joke ever, guys. So you better take notes here. It's probably gonna pay off. The Faye sees Ein, and her first reaction to the dog is that of self-interest.
Unicorn exhibit. I hear these things are like 20-30 million a pop.
Not for sale.
I hear they're pretty tasty too.
Not for eating.
Yeah, if this wasn't this particular show, I would believe that she is just exaggerating.
Jet, can I speak to you in the cockpit for a minute? Stay there. Listen, you really want to work with that nut job?
Relax. She'll get us Murdoch.
She screwed us then and she's gonna screw us now.
There's no way she would screw them over twice. Psych!
What is that? It's my ship.
Maybe it serves you right. My dog!
She stole Spike's ship while both of these morons left her alone in the room with the dog. Oh, and aren't these subtitles wonderful?
You read lips, what did she say?
Serves you right.
I honestly just left it on because sometimes it's rather difficult to make out what they are saying. But Netflix was cool enough to let us know. She said that.
How do I turn off the tracker?
You smarty little horsey friend. I'll sell you for a buttload of woos, huh?
Look.
What a lousy bitch. I admit my vocabulary in no way gives me the right to complain about this, but Faye talks like an American stereotype. I can't stress this enough, but this is not Faye Valentine. It is a far cry from the original. But you overuse swear words, they lose their meaning. And when you have characters who constantly use them in every single sentence, it makes them look like the edgy kids you encounter in online games.
Little bitch, little penis.
Don't bother finding a femme fatale here, it's hopeless. My keyframe chopper, she wears a hot dress in this episode. For that I say, looks are deceiving. Real Faye managed to own the title, because she was gorgeous, used her looks and charm to get past man while being quite a capable gunslinger herself, and she had her ways with words. This thing. I don't even know who would fall for a woman like this. She's so full of hate. Every turn she will act like she's the voice of reason, never cooperates, and can't shut her goddamn mouth for a minute. And to top it off, the actress said the following in an interview. You can't have Faye be live action and the fighter and doing all this incredible, crazy stunt work and not have a little coverage. That's the primary reason why adjustments were made to the costume. Well, I guess she's not gonna pull off any special moves then. For the kind of action we see in the show, this comment makes no sense. But without spoiling much, let me assure you, it's gonna get a whole lot worse.
Thank you for the chocolate.
And yet again, we're following the vicious plot. Either to remind us that they are still here, or compete for who has the worst characterization on that note.
Two's gonna take you off planet for a few days.
What? Why?
The elders, what they made me do to you. In my own house.
Vicious comes back with the big brain plan of his to wage an all-out war on the elders.
I have gathered my lieutenants. I am going to burn the elders' temple to the ground once they're dead. You won't have to be afraid.
This is so dumb that Julia of all people has to womansplain him.
If you declare war and it doesn't work, there's no place for us to hide.
What would you suggest?
A coup rather than a war. Get the other capos to join you. Take on the elders as a united front.
Yes, Julia, the ex-jazz club singer, living in a fancy penthouse, knows more about how to deal with a coup on the syndicate after only 3 years of being involved with them than Diet Coke Sephiroth.
The eunuch is weak.
But Mao, she is power hungry. And you're always say, the eunuch falls in line with her.
What a great character change. Why is the show obsessed with changing the sex and race of the characters? You already got yourself an old East Asian man. Couldn't you find another one?
It's a tricky proposition. Mao is no fool.
If anyone can outwit Mao, it's you.
What is she on about? Not even half a minute ago, Vicious said he wants to face the elders head on, and now Julia tells him that he can outwit them? To outwit them, you need to be cunning, and for that, you need to be smart, and that is not something you can take away after dumb statements like this. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that Julia is looking for some ways to manipulate the situation in her favor. But for Vicious to eat up all that bullshit, he is truly a moron. Back with Faye, she managed to track down her ship without the tracker. She's trying to find Mark, but the vegans never accepted him. There's still the matter of finding his phone, so the B-plot number 451 can continue.
Karma is a bitch. Now, I'll be relieving you of your phone and any change.
Does this count as looting? Do the people exposed to the tree virus transform the individual, or do they gruesomely die while a tree is growing out of their human bodies? I honestly couldn't give a damn. What a wonderful addition to the world of Bebop.
Rats is right.
Spike, do not shoot her.
And for the first time, I'm kinda happy Spike interrupted this romantic scene. Yes,
no.
Do it!
I just want to kill her a little bit.
Do it! Do it!
Dead ringer for the cosmonaut.
And the eyebrows.
Yeah. Okay, dickholes.
Oh my god, it's the cosmonaut joke again. Once we see this punchline, it will be the happiest day of my life. So after taking the unnecessary detour that wasn't productive in the slightest, Jet becomes the voice of reason and eases the tension between the two.
We have a better shot of bringing them in if we work together.
Hold on.
Look, before you give me the spit and whistle and admit to yourself, you know I'm right.
Good. Now we can finally move on to capturing the eco-terrorists. So how are we gonna go about it?
So how do we find the Murdochs?
I don't know. I wish I did.
You were there when they attacked the Opera House.
So?
So, you got close enough to hear or see something.
Why now? The show made one good choice in the right direction and made two backwards away. Why do we need to go back to the jazz club again? What is the point of this scene?
Deeper.
Any deeper and you'll break her in half.
Still trying to protect the talent from my perfection.
I wouldn't dream of it. I couldn't stop you even if I tried.
So Gran and Julia can talk. Oh, wait, Gran is only a stepping stone, so he, she, it, was, Van can redirect her to Anna.
She's waiting on you.
Be nice. She's not a marionette.
Well, look who's becoming a regular.
So she can ask Anna to arrange a meeting between Vicious and Mao. What the hell is going on?
A favor.
Try me.
Reaching out to Mao Rai to arrange a sit-down with her and Vicious. Now, I know you don't get involved.
You're right, I don't.
Why is Julia doing the work for Vicious when he can just as well do it himself? I know they did this just so these characters can interact and do something, but it makes no sense. Why would Vicious, of all people, have trouble contacting Mao? This is yet another tangent so we can see Julia shine.
What are you getting yourself into?
It's the only way for me to be safe.
And how?
It's better for you if you don't know.
Bitch, are you for real?
It's time to check on the three amigos.
We're gonna go talk to a guy named Howard just because I overheard one of the Murdochs call the other one out for being such a Howard. Kind of a reach. I mean, if one calls the other a douchebag, are we gonna go storm the feminine hygiene aisle of a pharmacy?
It's called following a lead.
They managed to track down Murdoch's ex-husband as a lead. How convenient that not only Murdoch was heading this way, but he's also someone who works with missiles that can be repurposed to spread the virus. Brilliant writing once again. Bravo.
They're terror farmers. What are they gonna do? Plow you to death?
Found Howard. Poor bastard. Slept with the wrong skirt.
Remember my rant about explaining something to a person who is unaware about it? This is a prime material on how not to do it. Anyway, the crew seemingly has been wiped out, but where did the killers go? Ah, there we go. And now get ready to see what the budget managed to buy for these bozos. Ah, a little piece of land with a few rockets handed by two idiots. I would make a joke this being a fan film, but that would be tasteless towards fan productions. Why, is this where the episode's climax will take place? They went so cheap on this one. This is so painful.
We gotta shut those missiles down.
Yeah. Wait, what? I thought we were going after the cash money.
Forget about Maria. If those rockets go airborne, 6 million people are gonna be turned into weeping willows.
6 million? You really couldn't think of another number than 6 million? Oy vey.
Fine, we'll do the right thing. We'll nab the bounty.
We'll stop the missiles.
Bounty's mine.
Why does she get to have all the fun?
Is this it? You're telling me no one from the ISSP is patrolling this area of bioterrorists who threatened to wipe out the planet? But when a bunch of dead rich guys' dogs were stolen, they were on the case? These are basic things to consider. You know damn right that the animation knew this. But you know what they did? They blackmailed the government so they wouldn't be followed and were hiding in space where it was kind of difficult to find them. But here we are now, a quartet of idiots attempting to blackmail a bunch of rich people. Killing a few, then murdering in broad daylight next to a missile site. You know the police would be quite quick in reacting to this. Especially when you write yourself in the corner with stunts like how the ex-husband of Maria is still around. That would be the first place they would search for a criminal with 25 million wulongs to her head. I need to see who the hell was writing this garbage. Developed by Christopher L. Yost? Oh, Thor the Dark World and Thor Ragnarok. I knew I recognized that atrocious sense of humor. Real bangers right there. Vivian Lee, writer? She has only written this episode. There are few titles to her name, but I find it interesting that she has credited as producer to all 10 episodes. That's a bad investment. Executive, story editor... Again, barely any credit. I'm sure there would have been plenty to edit out from the script. All of it. Sean Cummings, staff writer. Literally only one single episode of Riot credit, a show called Everything Sucks. How fitting. With a writing team like this, it's no wonder the project was doomed to fail. Is that really so that the 70 million budget can't buy you something better than this?
A rhetorical question.
Faye is still wrestling with this brat, but after finally using the dagger, she manages to cut the girl's pocket, which contains the phone. How does she know it's Manly's? The girl escapes and missiles are activated, so Faye pursues the ship while Spike and Jet stops the missiles.
You better bring her back.
She will. Come on.
And here we are now. Entertain us. Wow, what an intense chase sequence we have here in space. Good thing this will be the last one.
Nani?
Yep, you heard me right. This is the last chase sequence in space. They either realized it would only embarrass them further, or didn't think it was one of the show's trademarks. I can imagine a conversation like this going down in Ryan's room. So we got bounty hunters and spaceships? Okay, that's enough. Now, about the CGI trees with Commandant. The chase gets interrupted by Matsumoto, the woman who scammed Faye. Faye is putting on her funny voice impression, and somehow, this person believes it.
Hey. I can barely hear you.
I can hear you.
So, your offer. I'm in.
And once she got her location, she quits the chase.
I'm at Praga, and I'll...
Praga? Yeah, cool, great, I'll see you there.
When you get here, we need...
What a hole. Jet and Spike disable the missiles, which Murdoch instantly noticed, so she prepares her final solution. A single rocket. I get it. It only looks like one rocket, but it's really gonna release 100 smaller rockets.
We really do need... Your finder's fee is a... Wouldn't you agree, Mark?
Oh no, really just a single rocket, oh my god. They really just went with a single rocket. Talk about cheap. Remember the chase scene from the original episode, where Faye had to help out Spike to destroy the missiles before they would reach the planet inside the Astro Gate? Don't expect anything as thrilling as that. Here we have a single rocket that Faye intercepts by colliding into it.
Who is this?
Bitch, you know who this is! This is your worst nightmare!
Faye, is that you? Bye-bye.
Shit, fuck, shit!
Ass! Fuck!
And why doesn't the gas affect anything? Then she's on the verge of dying from crashing, but the scene is set up in a way that doesn't leave much to the imagination when it comes to the fate of this character. Still, there's always hope.
My name's Faye Valentine.
The plan failed, so Maria takes her time to explain how screwed up they are, but the dumbest of the dumbest realizes this is taking too long, so the scene is cut short.
Harrison, what are you doing?
Making Mother happy.
No! No!
There was the small moment in this episode where Faye was conflicted if whether she should pursue the missile instead of pursuing this woman. In the previous episode I mentioned that there's a similar moment with Spike where he saves Ein instead of pursuing the bounty. The example here is quite on the nose, but I will elaborate on it. So basically, Spike decides to pursue something that isn't part of his mission. He never really got attached to that dog. They use him as bait, still he decides to save Ein instead of getting the bounty. Now we have Faye. She has foiled Spike's plans for at least 3 times by now. The very first moment was in her introduction.
Wow.
But in the very same episode, she decides to steal Jet's gun and kill off the bounty. And if that wasn't enough, she steals Spike's ship along with Ein. And this would have been her 4th time, almost abandoning Spike and Jet to their death.
This day is the worst.
I mean, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, how could you? Fool me 3 times? Fuck you! This character is just unbelievable. Spike did his deed outside of any agreement. He had no attachment to the dog. He hates animals to begin with, but he still did it. And this is why we love this character. Meanwhile, Faye was treated fairly, even after all the things she had done. And this is supposed to be her character-defining moment. Maybe I should go back? It doesn't take a genius to notice the themes of this show, which is brotherhood and betrayal. We did see a moment like this when Spike came out with his outright psycho thoughts of why don't you put a bullet in him? It's like, oh, because he was thinking about Vicious, how he was betrayed. It's easy to see the parallels here. Chalmers is pretty much the rival of what Spike sees in Vicious. Both of them got betrayed by their partners, and this is all that the show has to offer. There's so many illogical things that come up in the story. We can't really connect with these characters. Besides, it's very difficult for me to put aside that this is not canon. All this family bullshit, I don't care at all. It's just insane to think about the cartoon from 25 years ago that came all the way from Japan is more capable of telling a story where a woman had enough of a relationship because the male counterpart was just too controlling, leaving Jet in this terrible place of mind. Oh well, back on the Bebop, Faye magically survives with a few scratches. She's accepted by the crew, and most importantly, they are still talking about the cosmonaut.
Jet says you can stay here on the Bebop till you get your shit together.
Spike?
Yep.
For real, who is the cosmonaut?
Are we finally gonna reach the conclusion with this?
Welcome to the Bebop.
Oh, what? Is this the end of the episode? You know, I have a special kind of hatred for jokes that don't go anywhere, but they tease you repeatedly. There's a recent show that did this joke way better. You might have heard of it, Smiling Friends. You may say it is pushing it to compare the two, and I know it's unfair to compare a cinematic masterpiece to this garbage, but both of these shows came out at the same time, so hear me out. At the beginning of episode 7, Charlie mentions that the Renaissance Men are coming to town.
The Renaissance Men are coming in town.
Who are they? Who's the Renaissance Man?
It just says here that the Renaissance Men are coming in town, and by the looks of it, it's like super soon.
Pim keeps asking, who the hell are those?
It's like really soon.
Who are the Renaissance Men? I don't know who they are.
Nobody really mentions this insignificant detail until the end of the episode, where they Deus Ex Machina themselves and put an end to this silly episode.
Fire! Charlie, what just happened?
Oh, the Renaissance Men came into town finally. I literally told you at the beginning the Renaissance Men were coming into town. He didn't believe me.
Now, there is a lesson here. When you set up something, then you better deliver on it. If you don't deliver on it, you're wasting time. There is nothing worse than bad comedy. And when you have episodes with multiple jokes that never go anywhere, you get yourself Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. It's wonderful. There's a character assassination at every corner. I can't wait to see who they rape next.